Alright guys, welcome back to Crunch Time, the show where you get the best NBA DFS picks each and every day. Today I think we have an 8-game slate here, joined as always with Chris. How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Yesterday's slate wasn't too good, but I mean, I'm ready for today's slate again.
What happened in yesterday's slate for you? What didn't go well?
We can go over it once we go over the lineups. I think it's just easier to tell when we have it in front of us.
Okay, let's do that. Get me the links going, then I can open it up. Let's go over the Discord success quickly here. I think this is from yesterday. I don't think we went over this one, right, Chris? 2:24 p.m.
No,
EPL.
this was soccer.
Yeah, EPL from Weaver. Soccer stuff there. Soccer's doing well as well. Got Tiger here. EPL again. So good to see that. Got some golf here. What is that? 20 to 30. Golf results are solid. Nick here as well. More golf. Chris here with the cars. Instacart 500.
Yeah, they always have different sponsors.
Nice. That's the grocery delivery one, right? Instacart. It's a nice one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, $500 to 1,000. That's pretty good. Pretty solid stuff there. College basketball as well. 168, 253. This one has a lot of reactions. What happened here? 40 to $80. NHL results. Solid stuff there. Got Biscuit here. What did he do? $4. Second place here. Pasta. Pogu, your favorite one, Chris. We got Aiden here. Some NHL 57 to 106. Some Instacart action as well. Some cars, college basketball, hockey, soccer, basketball, different slates, every single slate, early slate, single game slates, single game soccer slates, just a lot of stuff from Aiden. He's busy playing every single DFS slate. That's crazy. How many did he play with? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of time. Like he adjusts everything as well. Yeah, I mean, not all these are just the optimals. Like we got to give credit to the members. I mean, they have to give their own input as well. It's not just everyone's playing the first optimal, but I mean, good stuff there. Good to see the list from Aiden there.
Yeah, I mean, I never took any credit away from Aiden. I'm just saying it's a lot. Like, this is like full-time DFS. That's a lot of DFS to go over every single day. So that's pretty good. I like to see it. He says grinding all his life. His favorite song, Nipsey Hussle. But yeah, where are these contests? Let's go over them. Let me load up your FanDuel. It'd be kind of nice if I had these a bit before we went live. We just have them open. It's a little easier.
It's all good.
Yeah. Okay. So we got your NBA here, 50-50, $10. So that's where all the sharks hang out here. Let's just go over yours first here. So you got 71st, didn't cash. You said you didn't have a great night. So you wanted to open this up, kind of go over it. What happened here?
Yeah, so the big thing is if we could just click a random team up top, they probably had Kelly Olynyk. Big thing was Kelly Olynyk went for 45, had 5 stocks. Yeah, you're covering it, so we might have to move the cameras a little bit. Yeah, that works as well. But yeah, Kelly Olynyk here, 60% went for 45. I think he was 4.5K, so went 10x. Cantor obviously only got 19, didn't play in the fourth quarter, just didn't look too good out there. Kind of got run off the court, so that didn't help at all. That was pretty much the biggest thing. Like we can scroll right a little bit, and we can compare to the Roto Grinders team, because usually if you beat that team, if you beat that train, you cash just because it's usually a train of like 30, 40 people. They got 290s, so yeah, this one right here. Yeah, so I mean, it was a 3v3, the 2-point guards and then the center. So they had Kelly Olynyk go for 45. They had Trae Young, obviously underperformed. Didn't like Trae Young much. Not sure why he was this highly owned against the Cavs. Obviously, it blew out, so he didn't get his full minutes, but didn't like the matchup too much. Lowry there pretty much got there. 38 fantasy points. That game blew out as well. So he probably could have gotten more. I think he got ejected at the end of the game. But yeah, it was a 3v3 here. Lowry, Trae Young, Kelly Olynyk, Dame, Rubio, and Cantor. And then Cantor obviously just didn't do well at all. He was the lowest owned guy in the lineup. He only went for like 3x, so that hurt a lot. That was the main reason that this lineup on FanDuel didn't end up winning. I like the construction anyways. Like Paul George, 70%, only got 22 points. I'm fine with that. Just the main thing, Cantor here. Usually it's just like a 2v2, 3v3 difference in FanDuel cash with the way construction is. And yeah, clearly didn't work out here because we had Cantor at 17% and Olenek was 60%.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. In the chat, Rondo Chris, he's just telling us that Saturdays and Sundays are for the boys. T-Bay in here says, Chris has that Luka Doncic 77 cut today. Kind of see it.
I was supposed to get a haircut today, but I missed it.
Like you slept through it or forgot about it?
I was too lazy to go.
Oh, I hope you canceled a little bit ahead of time.
I did not.
Let's see. Rondo says, Kellyo, Canada dropped 45. Finds that funny. Nick in here says, let's get it. What else? Got some Luka stuff from T-Bay. I think he says it's because 7 is his number, but Dwight Powell decided to be a crybaby about it, and he kept 7 instead of giving it to the franchise guy. Is that true?
I think it is. I think in Madrid, let me just see, Real Madrid, Luka Doncic, I think he was 7. So yeah, I mean, Thomas, biggest Luka fan there, so he's definitely, I mean, I definitely believe him when he says that.
Wasn't there a different 77 on the Mavericks before?
Was there? I don't know. I'm not too good with numbers. Maybe Aiden knows.
Was there? I remember Mark Cuban, when I was watching his Top Shot stream, he was saying how like he had a original 77 Top Shot, or not Top Shot, player card that was like supposed to be expensive. He didn't have it in like the protective sleeve or anything like that. But he said it was like the original 77. I'm not sure if it was on the Mavericks though. I forgot, but yeah.
Maybe like Sean Marion. I don't know.
No, I think it was some white guy. Not sure.
No idea.
I'll check after. But yeah, let's go into the DK results here. DK did a bit better, Chris, for you?
Not really. Like it was pretty bad. Like we had like the low owned guys here, they sucked, which doesn't really work out usually. So yeah, we had like Boucher. Could you scroll down a little bit?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so we had Boucher cold, 26 fantasy points, 30%. 7K, just not enough there. And then Wancho, 11 fantasy points is fine, I guess. But I mean, not good enough when you have other guys underperforming. But yeah, I mean, it didn't really work out here. Towns, 50%, 36 fantasy points. So that sucked as well. Gallo, low owned there, did fine. Definitely exceeded his value. Same as Dame, did fine there. But yeah, these bottom guys in Boucher, Hernan Gomez, and Towns were kind of the guys that kind of sunk this lineup. But I did like the construction. I thought it was pretty solid here. Some other people on this lineup as well. Crafty Lefty, I like that guy. He's usually pretty sharp. We could scroll up to see some other teams, just see where people landed differently.
Did any of the sharp players, I guess no one faded Kevin Porter? Because we had some comments about the defense against Kevin Porter Jr. Obviously, he's 98% here, so it's silly to not have him. But
yeah, we could take a look at I think there was a train in 15th place with some players I like there. Yeah,
15.
So click one of those teams. Yeah, so yeah, this was another team that was up there for us. So this one had Denzel Valentine. He got 24 fantasy points, 15%. So it was kind of a decision between him and Hernan Gomez. Obviously Valentine ended up doing better. And then Thad Young here, 28 fantasy points. He was kind of in a 1v1 with Gallo. So that there was a difference there. But yeah, the main difference was Valentine here for them ended up getting there with his value. Hernan Gomez only got 12 or something. So that was the big difference there.
Is it just me, or is your camera shaking? Is that like an earthquake or something?
Is it shaking? I don't know.
A little bit, I think. Not sure. Might just be me. But yeah, I think that's it for this. Do you want to go over anything else, Chris, here? Anyone else?
No, I mean, we could look at 45th here, McLovin, but I mean, there's two people on this team. Sterling Brown wasn't considering that play. So I think he had like Paul George, Sterling Brown instead of Dame and Gallo. No, he had Dame here. So instead of Gallo and Boucher, so it was a 2v2 there. Didn't work out for him either. But I mean, it happens like that. Like, can't win them all. So yeah,
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. T-Base says 77 by far coolest number in the league. What do you think, Chris?
I don't know. I like nine. Nine's my favorite number. So I mean, I'm a fan of guys who wear number nine.
I like number 3, AI. Shout out to AI. What else we got? Nick says, do you guys use uniques on NBA showdowns? What would be a good range for showdowns, Chris?
Yeah, I think something like two would be pretty safe there if you're building tournaments. So yeah, I would do two, just because you don't have as many roster spaces in the showdown construction. I think you have like five or six. So I wouldn't set it too high. I think two is probably a good number there.
Do the showdowns dupe often, like the winners? Do they dupe more often than like the multi-game slates?
Yeah, of course. That's why I don't really play showdowns on FanDuel. It's just awful there. Five positions. No salary changes with captain slot like on DK, where it's 1.5x salary for your captain there. So I definitely prefer DK for showdown stuff.
Yeah. What else we got? Got Cody here says let's go. Rondo says this. He says Luca should have let Powell slap his behind to get number 7. Powell would have definitely given it to him then. What's that supposed to mean, Chris?
Yeah, that's a little bit of an inside joke from probably 3-4 years ago. But yeah, that's a good one there.
I like it. Let's see. Yeah, that's Dwight Powell. Brent says Cantor instead of Kelly O cost me cash last night. That bum. New day, new money. Let's get it. Crunch fam. What else we got?
That was pretty unexpected. Kelly O got 5 stocks. Definitely wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it happens. Yeah.
Kelly O Canada. Brent here says Giblets Big T pulled in 1.2 mil in PGA yesterday. That would change things a little. Time for DFS Crunch to win the Millie. Let's go. Do we have anyone playing in the Millie? I don't play any DK, so should I get in on that, Chris?
I mean, there's no Millie makers right now. That was golf. I don't play golf, but I mean, maybe in the future, NBA if we get one. NFL, I'll probably start playing more tournaments next season. So I mean, hopefully in the future. But yeah, that's awesome. That was crazy to see. 1.2 million off of a golf lineup there. So
Yeah, and I think he had I think it was like 10 entries. It's like $20 entries, so it's like $200 in entry fees. Do you know what the cap is in that one? Is it 150 entry max or what?
no, I think he maxed it. I think it was.
Oh, really?
Didn't he max it? Yeah, because he played a bunch of different ones. I think in the Millie Maker he maxed it.
Oh, I opened up the contest that they linked, and then I searched up his name. I only saw 10, but I'm not sure if that's just how DraftKings shows the results when you search people in a contest.
I mean, we could look at it real quick here. We have time. Just change to golf.
Is it golf or PGA here? I think it's golf.
It's easier if you just do it in the tool. You can kind of show it off a little more than changing the URL.
Oh, gotcha. Well,
But, I mean, it doesn't matter.
yeah, here's where you
DraftKings golf.
switch it, guys. Sidebar, top, find all the sports there, find the different sites there. So that's how you do it. But yeah, it was. Well, when did it start? This 14?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Probably 11th. I think
Me
11th.
too. So you have to wait a week to like win your milli. That's quite a sweat, hey?
Yeah, I mean, if you're up there, I mean, it's definitely worth it. I would wait that week to win a milli.
Okay, so we got the contest tab here. That's pretty
Yeah, right there.
good. 150 results.
Yeah, so it looks like there were 2 milli makers actually. One of them was a 7K entry, and this one was a $20 entry. So yeah, 150 max, like it says right there. Let's see. Yeah, so first and second place here. Yeah, it looks like you had 150 teams because you can see some of these numbers are 138.
Wait, what does that
he
mean
won with
in the
his-
brackets?
That's the entry number. So
Oh, how come it
he
doesn't
won
show
with
all
his
of them?
93rd. I don't know, but I mean, you can export to CSV and see it. Like, it's definitely better than FanDuel, where that's all hidden. But yeah, he won with his 93rd entry here. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. 1,020,000 $52.63, and then he won second place as well. Yeah, pretty nuts there.
Yeah, I think I saw on his Twitter, on his Fleets, the Fred Van Fleets, the stories there. He was at the bar with his buddies, getting some drinks on. No masks, not COVID safe, but still a good time.
Yeah, that's big T for you.
Yeah, Hasty wouldn't. He would not. He wouldn't like that one. No masks. Having a time at the bar.
If I won a million, I would do the same thing. I would invite everyone I know.
Yeah, no judgment here. I'm just playing, but yeah, that's awesome. I thought it was 10, but 150. That's still pretty good. What is that? That's $3,000 in entry fees, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. I mean, that seems pretty fun. These big tournaments. Need to play more tournaments. I had my takedown earlier, season opening takedown over on the single game slate on FanDuel. I think it was, what was it, 10 entries or something, 5 entries, tied for first place. It was like around 20K total that I won, so that was pretty good. But I haven't played that much tournaments since then, so I kind of miss it. It's kind of a lot of fun, to be honest. Tournaments, I like them a lot, especially with the tool. It's really fun because you can you really get into it, like with the back testing, all the features, figure out what you like, the projections. So it is a lot of fun. So I kind of want to play a bit more. But let me switch the day back here. I think I can just refresh it to go to the current day. Yeah, what else do we got here? Rondo says Brent's gonna be the first one to hit the milli. LFG NHL question: Lankinen or Demko tonight? Demmer.
Give me Demmer, hometown kid, not hometown, but I mean, plays for the hometown team against Ottawa. Give me that.
Yeah. Brent here says good up time. It's always good up time. Playing in the Euro League right now. Playing overseas. Did have a takedown yesterday overseas, so it's not all hard work here. I mean, it is hard work, but overseas tournaments, as you guys know, even in the NBA, you play overseas, you don't make as much money. Even if you're the superstar overseas, you don't get paid as well. So, but it's fun to play overseas. It's a little bit more relaxed, but the pay isn't as good. So I kind of want to come back, play in America, get back on DK and FanDuel. Brent says he had 6K in fees total, I think. So I guess he played some other ones too. Brent says he sees Rondo every single day. His 100-man 50-50s every single night. He wins most nights. Got Brent's name here. He's Speedy BMAC. Look for me at the top. Who else? We got VN Jones in here. What's up? Let's see. Brent says, I'm not subbed yet, but need to be, so I'd win every night like you. Yeah, I mean, Brent, if you haven't tried the free trial, try the free trial. If you're not subbed yet, free trial is definitely good place to start. If you've never had it, just get the free trial. You can cancel afterwards, no problem. Just 3 days, and then that's the first bill. So do recommend trying it out if you haven't, getting that free trial. But yeah, Chris, so 8-game slate here. What do you like so far? What's your favorite news to target here? Favorite teams, favorite players? What are you liking so far in this slate?
I mean, I like some of the studs like Giannis. I love him on both sides. Put him as the cover, going up against Washington again. I like Luka on FanDuel, LeBron on DK. I like pairing those guys with Giannis on the respective sites. We have some Knicks value with Peyton out, a few other guys out. So really like Emmanuel quickly today. Should see a lot of minutes here against the Brooklyn Nets. So we have the Battle of New York there. We have some Karis LeVert as well, still 4.1K on FanDuel. So looking like a lock there for value. And yeah, it's looking like a pretty fun slate, to be honest. We got like 9 games here, so definitely excited.
Wait, we have 9 games?
I don't know. What do we? I was guessing. What
Oh,
do we have?
no, it's right here. It's right in front of you. We have 8 games. 8 games, Chris. Um, unless one site no, yeah, we just got 8 games. 8 games is just right, the perfect size here. But yeah, let's get into it, Chris. Milwaukee, Washington is the first one. So Milwaukee side, I don't think we have anything there. So let's just go into their projected starters. We have Drew Holiday, Dante DiVincenzo, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Brooke Lopez. Yeah, who do you like here, Chris? Is it just Giannis? He's been killing it. You always say that. Is he still killing it? Do you still like Giannis here?
Yes, I have him on the cover. I said I like him on both sides, so he's my favorite spend up here. Going up against the Wizards, 11.1K on both sites. So I just think he's a little bit too cheap here. They're implied to score 126. So he's my favorite spend up in both formats, really. I think he's going to have a huge game here. Consistently puts up huge numbers. His floor is around like 50, 55 fantasy points. So even if he has a down game here, shouldn't hurt us at all. So I like him a lot. And then some of these other guys, I think they're more viable on FanDuel than on DK, just the way pricing is. Drew Holiday specifically, 5.8K on FanDuel. So he actually got priced down a little bit. He played his, not season high, but his high in minutes ever since he came back from COVID last game, played 32 minutes, put up 18 shots. So that was good to see. He was 6.1K last game. Today he's 5.8K. So they reduced his price tag a little. Really like that price tag in tournaments and cash games. Not currently landing there, but I do think he presents us with really good value if your build kind of goes in that direction. So I do like that a lot. Chris Middleton as well, 7.4K on FanDuel. Really like that price tag. Also, he's not a lock for me, but I do think he's in a really good spot. One of those guys that I'm not going to prioritize, but if I land in that range as a last piece, more than happy to do it. So I like Chris Middleton on FanDuel. And then last guy here, I'll mention Bobby Portis, 4K flat on FanDuel. Like that price tag a lot as well. Just like he's pretty good point per minute. Don't expect him to get too many minutes. Somewhere around maybe 20, 22 minutes. He played 22 last game against the Wizards. Put up 30 fantasy points. So, I mean, he could definitely get there in those minutes. Always been a good point per minute guy, like I said. So I do like him on FanDuel. But yeah, like I said, most of these guys are more interesting on FanDuel outside of Giannis, who I like a lot on DK as well.
Got it. Okay, let's go over the Wizards. We have Brad Beal marked as in, Bertans and Raul Neto, questionable tags for them. Projected starters, we have the backcourt duo there in Westbrook Beal, Garrison Matthews, Hachimura, and Alex Len. Any interest here, Chris, with both guys playing today, both of their top dogs?
Not really. Tough matchup here. Yeah, I mean, I don't love it. I don't want to play Westbrook and Beal here. I just prefer to spend up for other studs like Giannis on the other side, guys like Luka, LeBron on DK, even Luka on DK. So not really on any Wizards here tonight.
Okay. Let me load up the next one. See what's going on in the chat here. Let's see. Nick says quickly. T-Bay says Spurs versus Pistons, gross. What a disgusting game, and not in a good, disgusting way. What do you think of that game, Chris?
Yeah, it's definitely ugly. Definitely not going to be a fun one to watch, but we do have some interest in some guys there. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely disgusting, though. I agree.
Yeah. VN Jones says, any love for Jordan Poole tonight, locking him for value?
Not really. I think it's probably a little too thin for me. I mean, he's been playing well. He hasn't been getting too many minutes, though, but he's been chucking. So, I mean, I don't hate it, but at the same time, I don't love it. Kind of prefer someone like Rodney McGruder instead. We'll go over him. 3.4K on DK. Just if you look at his game log, he's been playing really well. Wayne Ellington is doubtful here. Dennis Smith Jr. obviously out. So McGruder's been playing pretty well recently. So I kind of prefer him over Poole for value. But if you want to play Poole in tournaments, you'll probably get him lower owned. So probably have no problems with that.
Okay. Got Timothy Feature in here. What's up? Rondo says, can't tell if it's Quickly or T-Bay playing for the Knicks. Both have nasty floaters. What do you think of Thomas's floater, Chris?
Yeah, definitely nasty in a good way, not in a bad way like the Spurs Pistons game.
Yeah. David Chris says, RG people win too many millions. What's the secret, Chris? Is there some sort of secret society for all these like old timers, people who've been around in the DFS community for a while? Is there some sort of like secret cult here, DFS cult? Like, what is it? Like, what's going on there, Chris?
I mean, there some of the guys are good. So I mean, if you're a good player, you play consistently, you'll have those nights. But yeah, at the same time, you don't really see the losses. So I mean, you see the big wins, kind of draws you in. You don't see the losses. But yeah, I like Big T a lot. I think he's a really good tournament player. Definitely one of the best, one of my favorite personalities in the industry. So, yeah.
Yeah. What else? David Chris also says Calman 1 head chopper 1 Big T 1 someone 1 Who's the first one?
Oh, just Cal.
Cal?
What does it say?
It says Cal space Mon 1. I'm not sure, Chris. We need to get you in the chat. You need to open up the chat. He says Cal 1 mil.
Yeah, Cal.
Yeah, they all won 1 mil. When are you gonna win your mil, Chris?
I don't know. I'm not usually in those contests, just because they don't have many of them for NBA. I'm more of a cash guy, so don't want to just throw away my money in the tournaments where it's not my strong suit.
Yeah, that's true. What else? You got Vian Jones says he's going to switch from Poole to Magruder in DK triple ups tonight. Cal Spears, RG owner. Oh, Chris knows that. I don't know that. But yeah, next game up, guys. Got the Kings here versus the Hornets. Sacramento first, so we have Hassan Whiteside out. My boy Chimezie Metu, he's also out for them. Projected starters: De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, Marvin Bagley, and Rashawn Holmes. Anyone that you like here, Chris?
So I mean, not really. Like, this is a really good game environment. It's the second highest over under after the Wizards game that we were talking about. The Wizards one is at 243 right now. This one's at 239. But I'm just not finding myself landing on anyone here. Like, I think these guys are good plays in tournaments. But I don't think there's many price tags we can take advantage of. There's one guy on DraftKings who I like, and Rashawn Holmes for 6.4K. I do like that one in cash games, but other than that, not too interested there. But in tournaments, like I said, there's a lot of interest. So De'Aaron Fox, I always like to start with him on the Sacramento Kings. He's 9K on FanDuel, 9.1 on DK. So his price tag's definitely up there, but I mean, he's very good. So I do like him there in tournaments. Just kind of hard to land there when we have guys like Emmanuel Quickly, Drew Holiday, Chris Paul, Luka Doncic at point guard. So yeah, it's kind of hard for me to land there, but I do like Fox a lot. And then Holmes, my favorite cash game option on DK. Don't really want to play guys like Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, Marvin Bagley. Don't love that. Tyrese Halliburton still on the minutes limit, so don't want to play that either. So yeah, for me, it's going to be Fox in tournaments, both sites, fine with that, and then Rashawn Holmes on DraftKings cash.
Nice. T-Bay here says, on the Sacramento side, he says, someone needs to slap Buddy Hield in the face on that Kings squad. Maybe Fox finally will have the will to slap him right across the face. I know he thinks about slapping Buddy in the face every time they play. What's with the Buddy hate, Chris? Is it like inconsistency? Like, what's going on there? Why does Fox want to slap Buddy Hield across the face?
He's just awful. Like, I mean, he has no awareness. Like, you could see him get lost out there on the court sometimes. Just, I don't know. I think he has very low awareness. Only thing he has going for him is his 3-point shot. But I mean, on defense, usually teams attack him. So I don't know. I agree with Thomas. I think someone should slap him. Maybe someone like Corey Joseph can slap him, something like that. Slap some sense into him.
Corey Joseph, the vet leadership there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Corey Joe. He does well for Team Canada. Corey Joe. What else we got? We got some talk about what is it? Big T not being at RG. Chris, is that true? Where is Big T? What's he up to?
He owns Run Pure Sports.
There we go. Timothy agrees with that take. T-Bay's take there. Vian Jones says this is the game. PJ went for the 60 burger. Let's see.
A little bit of a different situation though. They had I think Hayward was out that game. Zeller was out, so the Hornets here are pretty healthy now.
Yeah. Let's see. T-Base says slap Buddy Hield and then slap Luke Walton. They both deserve a good slap across the face.
Luke Walton deserves to be fired.
Why is he so bad?
Yeah,
like, what makes him bad? Just like they lose? Like, what's bad about Luke Walton, Chris?
Bad rotations, bad plays, bad coaching, just bad everything.
Maybe it's just a bad team.
No, they have some talent. I mean, they have De'Aaron Fox, who's one of the best up and coming point guards there. So I mean, that's definitely not an excuse there.
Yeah, imagine if they had Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse he's a wizard.
Nick Nurse is awful, man.
You think Nurse is awful?
I mean, right now he's not treating us very well. He's benching random guys, playing Paul Watson a bunch of minutes, playing Henry Ellenson a bunch of minutes, playing like 13 deep. So I mean, I'm not a fan of Nick Nurse right now.
I mean, the Raptors don't really have many options, Chris. They're kind of
that makes no sense. So they don't have many options, so they're going 13 deep.
What are they supposed to do?
I don't know. Play their best guys, not play Paul Watson, not play Henry Ellenson.
No, I think that's fine. He needs to get his analytics in. He needs to see what works. He's an analytics guy, so he's just trying to run the numbers, give the guys some run, see what happens. I feel like they're just missing a few of their guys, Chris. It's kind of hard.
I mean, Chris Boucher played 7 minutes in the first half yesterday. So, I mean, one of their best players. They were struggling to score. So,
he doesn't trust Boucher. We know that.
Yeah, he trusts Henry Ellenson.
Yeah, he doesn't trust Boucher. Doesn't trust the slim duck. Not sure why though. I think he's a good coach. I think the Raptors squad just needs some more talent on their side. That's just me. But yeah, let's go into the Charlotte side. No injuries noted there. Projected starters, we have LaMelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, PJ Washington, and Cody Zeller. What are your thoughts on the Hornets, Chris?
Yeah, so same sort of thing as the Kings. Like, they're pretty healthy now. So not too many guys are in play here in cash games for me. I do like Zeller a lot on FanDuel. He's only 4.3K, so I think that's really cheap. DK as well, 4.9K in this matchup against the Kings. We love targeting the Kings. So I like Zeller a lot in cash games. He's probably my favorite target there. And then in tournaments, like, a bunch of these guys are viable. We obviously have LaMelo Ball, who's just a stud. He's 8.5 on FanDuel, 8.7 on DK. And then Gordon Hayward, 7.4 on FanDuel, 7.3 on DK. So really good matchups for these two guys. I like them a lot. I prefer Gordon Hayward just because he's cheaper. Point guard's kind of loaded today, so it's hard to get to LaMelo. But like I said, I like him a lot in tournaments. Hayward's one of those guys that's on the brink of being a cash game play for me. Like if I land there, I'm good with it. If I don't land there, I'm also fine with it. I'm not trying to prioritize him or anything like that. But it is a really good matchup. The thing is, they're healthy now. Like, Devontae Graham is back. Like I said, Cody Zeller is back. Gordon Hayward is back. So not too much interest in PJ Washington here. He's been playing pretty well. But I don't know. Like, I just think I'd rather target guys in situations where they're missing players, stuff like that. Salary is kind of easier to take advantage of. Even though Gordon Hayward has a really good price tag here, I just kind of think I'm prioritizing guys from other places.
Okay. Austin says Lowry needs something for getting ejected last night. Was that fair, Chris? Did you see
What
the
do you mean
ejection?
something?
Like a
No.
slap across the face, I'm guessing.
Uh, no, I didn't see it. I thought it happened pretty late in the game, so I think the game was already over. And they were blown out as well. So, but I didn't see it, so I'm not sure.
T-Base says Walton is bad because he plays Buddy 35 minutes.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I probably agree with that. Yeah, he's done some questionable stuff in the past for sure. He has really bad plays too. End of game stuff, pretty bad as well. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Luke Walton.
Yeah. Nick says Harden, Bullock, Bridges, Giannis, Len, Quickly, Saric, Wright, DraftKings. Chris, who don't you like there?
Yeah, we'll get into who I like later. That's a lot of guys. I mean, can you say it again?
You should get the chat, but it's Harden, Bullock, Bridges, Giannis, Len, Quickly, Saric, and Wright.
I mean, I don't love Saric, and the reason I don't have the chat is I just have so many things open. That's why it's kind of hard for me to look at all of that right
Oh, that's
now.
fine then. I don't mind reading it.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. We'll get into who I like in terms of lineup construction at the end of the show. But I mean, pretty solid stuff there. I don't love Saric. That's the main guy that stood out to me.
Yeah, we're getting more Buddy hate here. Timothy says sad thing is he also got paid, not worth 94 million.
Yeah, I mean, if you can shoot the ball, you get paid. That's how it works in the NBA. But yeah, definitely an overpay there, turning out to be a pretty bad contract.
Yeah. What else? What else? T-Bay says he loves Cody Zeller. Cody is a lock for him, Chris. Is Cody Zeller a lock tonight in any format?
I like him a lot on FanDuel, where he's 4.3K at center. Are we playing basketball today, by the way?
We can. The weather's nice.
Is Thomas playing?
We could. We definitely could. We need to get some of the crunchers out too. If anyone's in Vancouver, we can play some basketball. Outdoor basketball, COVID safe. Get our masks on. Royal King says refs are too soft. I agree with that. Yeah, I kind of like it when there was a bit more physicality on the defensive end. I think it makes for better game. I feel like the highlights are worth more when the defense is tougher. Like it's just more exciting. Like when I see someone throw down like a nice dunk, but there's like no defense leading up to that dunk. Like I don't know. That's just me. Do you like the soft defense, Chris? All this like protect the offensive player, all the stars, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with you at all. I think the defense is fine. It's like an old person who doesn't watch basketball. That's what they say, that the defense is bad.
I didn't say it's bad. I said it's not as physical.
Well, I mean, you can't hand check someone. I mean, it's just how the rules are. Like, if you want a more exciting game, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the. I mean, it's still physical now. Like, if you were playing an NBA game, your arms would all be scratched up. Like, it's just the whistle is a little bit. I guess they blow the whistle a little more. The only rule I don't like is when shooters shoot the three, where they like jump into the guy on defense. That's the only rule I don't like. But I mean, in like terms of other things, yeah. But I don't think anyone likes that. I think that's definitely going to be changed in this offseason. There's been a lot of talk on that.
Yeah, I also feel like the flopping. I don't know, how did they handle it? Like, I feel like the players should be fined or something for like terrible like flops. I really don't like flopping. Even if the call goes their way in the game, like I don't like that. Like it, I don't know. I just don't like that at all. Like it just looks bad for the game. I think kind of cheap. Like you're kind of tricking the refs. Like really bad flops. I don't know. I don't like those. Do they get fined for that, Chris? Do you know?
Yeah, they do, but they're not too consistent with it. I mean, honestly, I watch a lot of basketball. I don't see too much flopping. I think there's been a few that have been really bad, like Marcus Smart, I think a few years ago, a few others. But I mean, it's not like I don't know. I don't think it's too bad personally.
Okay. What else? What else? Um, yeah, let's get into the next game. So we have the Knicks here against the Nets. Knicks side, we have quite a few guys here. So we have D Rose out, Mitchell Robinson out, Austin Rivers out, Payton doubtful, and quickly probable. Projected starters: Frank Ntilikina, R.J. Barrett, Reggie Bullock, Julius Randle, and Nerlens Noel. Anyone that you like here on the Knicks side, Chris?
Yeah, so I have a ton of interest here. Like you said, Derrick Rose is out. Alfred Payton's doubtful, so he's likely out. Um, so ton of interest here in these guards, and Randall as well. Really, it's a really good matchup here against Brooklyn. Only concern would be a blowout. The spread is 8.5, so that's tied at the highest with the Bucks Wizards game. So that's the only concern here. But I do like a lot of these guys. I'll start with quickly. I think he's going to be a lock for me on both sites. FanDuel, DK, he's 5.6. FanDuel, he's 4.6. Shooting guard on FanDuel only, and then on DK, obviously, you have the multi-position eligibility. He's point guard, shooting guard. So even though he's a little more on DK, you could easily fit him in. I like him a lot. He's been playing really well when he gets the minutes. He chucks the ball. Just a really solid player. So I like Quickly a lot in cash games and in tournaments as well. I think he has a ceiling for this price tag. Next up, Alec Burks. More of a play on DraftKings, 4.4K there. FanDuel, he's 4.1K, but we have Karis LeVert for 4.1K as well. So I definitely prefer him over on DK, and then I prefer Karis LeVert on FanDuel. We'll get into him later. But yeah, definitely have more interest in Burks on DraftKings. I think he's a lock for me in cash games there as well. Should see probably at least 30 minutes here, maybe like 28 to 30 minutes. Always been a high usage guy. Always produces pretty well, point per minute. So I like Burks on DK a lot. FanDuel in tournaments, if you want to pivot off of Karis LeVert, fine with that for sure. And then Reggie Bullock, the other guard I'll mention. Same sort of thing, more of a DK play just because he's shooting guard on FanDuel as well. We have Quickly and LeVert there at FanDuel shooting guard, so I think those two are the obvious plays. But on DK, where you can kind of you're more flexible. You can play him at forward. You can play him at guard, I think. Yeah, he's shooting guard, small forward. So you can play him in a bunch of places there. He's 3.5K. Fits the scoring system better with his three-pointers. Played 36 minutes 2 days ago when they had the same situation with Rose and Payton out. So, I mean, I'm expecting pretty high minutes here. Not expecting like a huge score, but I mean, I think he's a good floor guy with his minutes. So I like him a lot on DK and cash games. And then last guy I'll mention up top, Julius Randle, 9.2K on FanDuel. DraftKings 9.8K, so not interested in him on DraftKings, but I think on FanDuel, if you're landing there at power forward, definitely don't mind that. He went for 70 fantasy points last game in the same situation without Rose and Payton. So he just handles the ball more. Still plays a ton of minutes in a close game. So I mean, the only concern I have here, like I said at the top, was the blowout. So I mean, I hope it doesn't blow out. I'm gonna have a ton of Knicks here. But yeah, I like Randle a lot on FanDuel.
Okay. Vian Jones also likes Randle. Great play, he says. Quickly, probably 80% owned tonight as well from Vian, Chris.
Yeah, for sure.
Cash, yeah. Okay, Brooklyn side, we have KD out for them still. Blake Griffin also out. TLC, probable tag there. Projected starters, Harden, Irving, Bruce Brown, Joe Harris, DeAndre Jordan. Thoughts on the Nets, Chris?
Yeah, so the Nets, not much interest here. It's a pace down spot for them. Harden, he's 11K on DK, 11.3 on FanDuel. Shooting guard only on FanDuel, so I mean, can't play him there in my opinion. DraftKings, I guess you could play him if you want to kind of pivot. I'd be fine with that. Pivot off of like Luka, pivot off of Giannis, something like that. But personally, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to play Giannis on DK. So I'm not too interested in the Nets here. Like I said, pace down spot. Yeah, I don't love it here.
Okay. David Chris says no RJ Barrett. Love Chris.
Oh, yeah, forgot to mention RJ Barrett. I love RJ Barrett here tonight. Yeah, can't believe I skipped over him. More of a FanDuel play though, 5.7K. He's currently in my in my FanDuel lineup. So I like him a lot. I think he went for a huge game. Yeah, went for 50 last game. Same situation without Rose and Peyton. So yeah, I love RJ Barrett here. He's going to have the ball in his hands more as well. His usage rate has been trending upwards. So with those guys out, I think he's going to have a big game here. So sorry, I forgot to mention him.
Yeah, all good. David fixed that for us. So shout out to David for that one. Vian Jones says, no Nets guys for Chris. When are we going to get Nets guys again, Chris?
No Nets guys. I mean, we've had Harden the last few nights, just not in this pace down spot for me. One thing I do want to mention though is the bracket we're doing, the NCAA bracket for March Madness. So I'll link it here. So I think we're doing first place in the bracket, just DFS Crunch people. So first place gets a free monthly pass. Second and third get free weekly passes. So yeah, get in there, enter your bracket. You can edit it up to until the March Madness stuff starts, I think in 4 days. So just get it in there. Definitely a good way to kind of follow along the March Madness stuff. And I mean, you could win a free monthly pass if you get first. So yeah, definitely enter that.
Maybe should we up the ante? Maybe like a free, like a signed Chris NBA player T-shirt or something. Maybe like some DFS coaching from Chris.
I mean, monthly passes is a lot. So I mean, I think I'm fine with that.
Yeah, maybe one day for like some other tournament we can do. We can do like a DFS coaching session from Chris, or some.
We could do it. We could do it. I like this idea more. Austin says Top Shot card gifted. We could definitely do that. I got a few. What?
Which one?
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I got a few good cards now. Trying to get this Anthony Edwards challenge. So I mean, I wouldn't give up one of those, but I mean, maybe something. I don't know. Like it wouldn't be too good. So that's why I would rather do the monthly pass. I feel like it has more value.
I think monthly pass is good. It has unlimited upside because you can win the Millie Maker, you can win another small tournament, you can win anything. So the monthly pass
and
is
you could buy your
good.
Top Shot.
Huh?
And then you could buy your Top Shot.
Exactly. That's how you get your top shots with your DFS Crunch winnings, your loot.
So Vian Jones says, I want Hasty to fill out my bracket. Yeah, Hasty's in there. So I mean, I'm trying to beat Hasty. I'm trying to prove myself as the bracketology king. So
I know your strategy. Your strategy is literally go to Vegas, pick the favorites. That's it.
No, that's not true.
But not this year.
I mean, some places, but I mean, I've been watching a little bit of college basketball this year, so I have a little more knowledge. But yeah, maybe for the first round, maybe for games I'm not sure about, I can do that. But yeah, I'm excited. It's always a fun time. I always enter a bracket. Always makes it like 10 times more fun to follow along the tournament. So definitely get in there. It's the link in the chat.
Yeah, and adding DFS for college basketball, I think, is a great thing. I think we went over it. It's like 2 years old now, 3 years old or something like that. So definitely makes me more interested in college basketball, staying on top of that. So I do like that addition. I hope it gets bigger. Hope there's more contests over the years, maybe next year or something. But it's definitely a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun playing it more before NBA started. So I do like that. Yeah, let's go into the next one, Chris. What is it here? We have this game here. We have the Spurs Pistons. So San Antonio side, we have DDR out for them. We have Keita Bates Diop also out for them, and then we have Derek White probable. Projected starters: DeJounte Murray, Derek White, Keldon Johnson, Trey Lyles, and Jakob Poeltl. Let's see. Pacers Nuggets tip-off time for Monday's game has been changed from 9 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern, Chris.
Okay. someone said in the comments, someone said there's a blizzard for everyone wondering why Pacers just now landed in Denver. So just a weather thing there. Something to keep an eye out for sure. Keep an eye out on for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, on the Spurs side, Chris, what are your thoughts here today? Ugly game here. You already said that, but anything interesting here going on at all?
Yeah, for sure. So DeMar DeRozan is out. It is an ugly game. Like it's the lowest over under by 12 points. It's sitting at 211 right now. Um, so I mean, if both teams were healthy, we wouldn't have any interest here. But I think with DeMar DeRozan out, Derek White is pretty interesting. Assuming he plays, he might rest. If he rests, then we're gonna have a lot of interest in guys like DeJounte Murray, Keldon Johnson as well, Patty Mills. But I do think Derek White will end up playing. So I think he's a good option in DraftKings for 5.2K. FanDuel is 5.3K at point guard. Just have other priorities there. We have Drew Holiday for $500 more. Much rather get there against the Wizards. We have Luka up top 10-2. We have Chris Paul 6'8", I think. So not really in play for me on FanDuel, but really like him on DK there. And then Keldon Johnson is the other guy here. 5K flat on FanDuel. DK 5K. I mean, yeah, 5K on both sites. So if you're landing there as sort of a last piece, no problems at all. The thing with him is his minutes have been kind of around 24 recently, so kind of ugly there. That's the only reason I don't want to play him. But he has a lot of upside, I think, if he does end up getting his full minutes.
Yeah, Derek White definitely won me some money yesterday. Had a good game, so shout out to Derek White for that one. Great performance yesterday. Lots of stocks, so definitely got me there. Detroit side, we have Dennis Smith Jr. out, Hamidou Diallo out, Tyler Cook here got 10-day contract. Wayne Ellington is doubtful. Projected starters: DeLon Wright, Josh Jackson, Sadiq Bey, Jeremy Grant, and Mason Plumlee. Chris, what do you like here on the Pistons side, if anything?
Yeah, so we have some interest here. On FanDuel, Jeremy Grant, he's 7.3K. So I don't mind him there. I think he's a pretty good option. He hasn't been playing too well, but I don't mind him there as sort of a last piece at power forward. Don't have him in my current lineup, but had him in my build earlier. Currently have Giannis and Randall. So I mean, if I kind of land there, if more value opens up, more spend ups, like more value opens up to spend somewhere else, and I need to drop down from Randall to Grant, I'll have no problems doing that. But as of now, not on him, but I do think he's a good play there on FanDuel. And then the value guy on DK that I think is going to be one of the most popular value plays there is Roddy McGruder for me, 3.4K. So I think he saw 28 minutes last game. Let me just pull this up. Roddy McGruder, yeah, he saw 28 minutes, got 27 fantasy points. So Wayne Ellington is going to be out today, so that he should solidify Roddy McGruder's minutes a little more. So I mean, I do like him there. He's always pretty active, gets you some steals, gets you rebounds. I'm not expecting too many points from him, but I mean, I definitely don't mind him there as a value guy. I think he provides us with pretty good value on this slate. So yeah, that pretty much does it. Don't want to play Jeremy Grant here on DK. DeLon Wright, I mean, I'm fine with him in tournaments. Not my favorite play though. Like we have Quickly at point guard, who I'd rather play. If you want to pair them together, I guess you could do that on DK. But I mean, like I said, not my favorite play here, where they're only implied to score 105 points.
Okay. Got a question from VN Jones, Chris. Any Isaiah Stewart love?
Isaiah Stewart, let me see here. I think there was some talk about him last time. Yeah, so he's been playing really well from a game log perspective. Just the thing is, his minutes are still around 20, but he's a pretty good point per minute. If you land there as a last piece, I'm fine with it. But the only thing I'm concerned about is that his minutes are capped with Plumlee there. He's probably only going to see 20-ish minutes.
Okay. What else we got? T-Base says, what's up with that Cade Cunningham guy? Why is he the consensus number one pick for the upcoming NBA draft?
I've only seen him play a few times, but he's pretty long. He's I don't know. He looks pretty good. Like he can shoot, he can pass, he can play make. So I definitely think he's a good player. But I haven't watched enough to give a full scouting report. But I do think he's a player you would like, Thomas. He's pretty good at playmaking.
Yeah. Rondo says he's a 6'8" beast. He's like Ben Simmons with the jump shot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, what's
But
up
I don't know
with
about his. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know about his defense. I'm not sure. 'Cause like I said, I haven't watched a lot. I'm not sure if he's great defensively like Ben Simmons.
what's up with Ben Simmons? Like, where's the production on the fantasy front this year? I feel like it's a little lackluster. I was expecting a bit more. I have him in my season long. I'm a little bit disappointed.
Do you want to trade
Yeah, I'm down, but I mean, that's not the point.
Fred?
I'm just wondering, wouldn't you have higher expectations for his fantasy production this year than he is giving us?
No, he's averaging 40 fantasy points. I can offer you Fred VanVleet for Ben Simmons. Fred is averaging I think 41 fantasy points, 40.8. So I mean, I can offer you that. I can give you that extra Raptor if you would like.
I mean, this isn't the time to talk trades. I was just wondering what's going on with Ben Simmons. I was expecting like something along the lines of like 45 fantasy points, FanDuel fantasy points per game from him, like average. Is that too much? Too high expectations for Simmons there?
Yeah, probably with Embiid playing how he's playing, probably a little bit too much to ask for.
Got it. A little disappointing, but it is what it is. So next game we have the Pacers here against the Denver Nuggets. Indiana side we have Jeremy Lamb, questionable. Projected starters: Brogdon, Karis LeVert, Justin Holiday, Domantas Sabonis, and Miles Turner. I see Karis LeVert 7K price tag over on DraftKings, 4-1 on FanDuel. So that's a pretty big difference, Chris. Just tell me which site has the pricing right today?
Yeah, so I mean, definitely FanDuel. I mean, it depends what you mean by right. Like he definitely shouldn't be 4.1K. I don't think he should be 7K either. I think he should probably be around 6K on both sites. But he's the only guy of interest here on the Pacers. 4.1K on FanDuel, just way too cheap. Gonna lock him in. Had a usage rate of 30% last game in his first game as a Pacer. So it kind of lined up with his season average there. So I like him a lot. And yeah, that's the only guy of interest in here. Like Sabonis, I mean, maybe if you want to go there in tournaments, I'm fine with it. But yeah, Karis LeVert is the guy for me today.
Okay. Anything on Brogdon, Chris?
Not really. Like we're loaded with point guards today. That's the only reason I don't really want to go there.
Okay. Denver side got three guys out here. We have Gary Harris, Monte Morris, RJ Hampton all out. Projected starters: Jamal Murray, Will Barton, Michael Porter Jr., Paul Millsap, and Nikola Jokic. Anybody here on the Nuggets side, Chris, that you like against Indiana?
Not really. Like this game, we have to also watch out for the weather. Like this game could easily be postponed. So that's definitely something that we have to keep an eye out for. I don't think it'll be postponed, but I mean, definitely a possibility. I think it's probably going to be like 5% chance, maybe lower than that. But keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I'm not too high on any Nuggets here. If you want to play like Compazzo instead of Rodney McGruder for value on DK, you can do that in tournaments, maybe as a pivot. If you don't like McGruder, but I mean, I don't love that play. Jokic, not really on him. My spend ups are other guys today, guys like Giannis, Luka on FanDuel, then Giannis and LeBron or Luka on DraftKings. So not really too high on the Nuggets here.
Okay. Let's get into the next game then. Memphis, Phoenix. Give me one sec. Sorry. Is that the next game? No, that's not the next one I had open. My bad. We have, what is it? Dallas here. Dallas against the Clippers. So on the Clippers side, we have Serge Ibaka, questionable tag for him. If Mifiondu Cabin Galley, he is out, and Pat Bev also out. Projected starters: Reginald Jackson, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Nick Batum, and Serge Ibaka. Anyone there, Chris, that you'd like today?
We have to keep an eye out for the Serge Ibaka news. I think he went out in the first half yesterday, and then they ended up starting Zubac in the second half. I don't know. We have to keep an eye out for that news. I do like Kawhi Leonard here, though. He's 9.1K on FanDuel, 8.9 on DK. He's my priority Clipper here today on this slate. Just because shooting guard is loaded on FanDuel, we don't need Paul George. And then on DK, the pricing is closer, so we don't need Paul George there either. So Kawhi's going to be the guy for me here if I am playing a Clipper. I'm currently not. So, like I said, if I was, I would play Kawhi and then keep an eye out for the Ibaka news. That could open up someone like Zubac if he ends up starting.
Yeah, just got word. Mifiondu Kabengele, Chris, he is actually playing today. He was out before, so he's in. Does that shake things up for you at all?
No, not really.
Okay. So Dallas side, we have Tyrell Terry, questionable. James Johnson, questionable. Projected starters, we have Luka Doncic, Josh Richardson, Dorian Finney-Smith, Maxi Kleber, and Kristaps Porzingis. What are your thoughts on the Mavs, Chris?
So the Mavs here, it's going to be one guy for me. It's going to be Luka Doncic. KP is around 8K on both sides. I just don't think we need to go there today. He's been playing really well, but I don't know. It's a sort of tough matchup against the Clippers. But I really like Luka here. He's underpriced for me. He hasn't been performing too well recently. He's only been getting like 45 fantasy points in his last two, 54 the game before that, 49 before that, 30 before that. So he's kind of been underperforming recently, but I do like this matchup against the Clippers for him. I think it's a game that he'll get up for. I assume it's going to be on national TV. Let me just take a look. It's actually not. So national TV games today are the Nets and Knicks, and then Lakers, Warriors. But yeah, still really like Luka here on FanDuel specifically. I think he's too cheap, 10.2. We've seen him go for 70, 80 fantasy points. I definitely think he could do that here tonight. Luka's my guy here on the Mavs. Don't think he's a lock, but I do think he's a really good spender.
Okay. Next up, we have Memphis against the Phoenix Suns. Memphis side, we had Justice Winslow out for them. Projected starters: John Morant, Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, Kyle Anderson, and Jonas Valanciunas. Who do you like there, Chris, against the Suns?
Not really anyone here that interests me. Justice Winslow's out, so that's the big news that we got, but it doesn't change too much for me, honestly. I don't know. I'm not in this range to play John Morant today, to play Joe Val today. Dylan Brooks, same thing. So I don't love it. As everyone probably knows, I don't love targeting the Suns with players. So this situation here today is no different. So I'm pretty much off the Grizzlies.
Gotcha. VN Jones on the last game, he says Kawhi game against the Mavs.
Kawhi. I like Kawhi.
Yep. Okay, so what do we have? Phoenix here. We have Cam Johnson out for them. Projected starters: Chris Paul, Booker, Bridges, Kaminsky, and Ayton. What do we have here? I think Ayton had himself a decent 40 burger the other day. So it was a pretty good performance there. Anyone you like here on the Suns, Chris?
No, not really. Like, one guy is going to be Chris Paul just because his price is down on FanDuel. He's 6.8K there. We haven't seen this price tag since the beginning of the season, I think. If the game stays close, I definitely think he could pay that off. So he's definitely in the mix at FanDuel for point guard. Currently deciding between Luka, Holiday, and Chris Paul. So I'm going to have two of those three in my cash game lineup, most likely. Not really on Ayton, not really on Devin Booker. Do like Mikal Bridges a lot, actually, tonight. I think he's 5.3 on DK. FanDuel, he's 5K flat. Hasn't been playing too well recently, but in close games, he usually gets a ton of minutes. So I think today could be close. I don't think they're going to blow the Grizzlies out here. So I like Bridges for 5K. Definitely a little bit too cheap for him. Kind of a last piece guy, but I mean, with his minutes floor, I think he's pretty safe there in cash games. So I like Bridges a lot on FanDuel. And yeah, it's mostly Bridges and then Chris Paul as well on FanDuel.
Okay, let's go over the last game here. We have the Lakers against the Warriors, so the other national TV game that you mentioned. Lakers side, only squad here with injury news that I see. So we have Kuzma, probable, James, probable, Caruso, Gasol, and Kostas all out for the Lakers. Projected starters: Dennis Schroeder, Caldwell Pope, LeBron James, Morris, and what is this? Jones? What is that? What's his name? First name?
Damian.
Damian Jones. Who do you like there, Chris, for the Lakers?
So I mean, it's just one guy here. It's LeBron James. The thing is, they have 5 games this week. This is a back-to-back, front end of a back-to-back. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to limit some of the minutes here. But it is a really good spot against the Warriors. So I like LeBron James a lot. On DraftKings more, where he's 10.3K. FanDuel don't really land on him here. 10.5K at small forward. Small forward isn't really a spend up spot on FanDuel today. So I like him more on DK, 10.3K. You get the triple double bonus, which I think he's definitely possible. I mean, it's a possibility to get there for him today. So I like LeBron there in cash games. Kind of prefer him over Luka a little bit, just because that $300 difference on DK makes a difference. So I like LeBron there. And then another guy I'll mention, Montrezl Harrell. I think he's a decent play. He's 5.9K on FanDuel. On DK, he's 6.2K. He's been playing really well in his last 2 games. Been getting 32 minutes. Put up 45 against the Kings. Put up 35 against the Pacers. This is a pretty good matchup against the Warriors. So I do like Montrezl Harrell here. And yeah, that's probably it. Like Schroeder, Kuzma, you could play them in tournaments if you're landing there. I'm probably not going to. Definitely not in cash games, but I do think a few guys here could have a ceiling.
Got it. Golden State side, we just have their projected starters. We have Steph Curry, Kelly Oubre, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, and Kevon Looney. Anyone there, Chris, that you like?
Honestly, not really. Like,
Not even Curry?
No, like I don't love it. It's a pace down spot here. He's 10K back to back. They played Utah yesterday. So I don't love it. 9-4 on FanDuel. I guess you can go there if you don't want to play Luka. If you don't want to spend up for Luka, want to save $800, go down to Steph. Don't hate it. But we saw last game against the Lakers. They got blown out. He only got 37 fantasy points. His first game against the Lakers got 36 fantasy points. So I mean, even though I don't watch the game log too much. I think I'd rather spend up for Luka at point guard if I'm going there, and then if I'm not spending up, I'd rather go down to Chris Paul and Jrue Holiday.
Okay. Let's go over your 3 different plays today. So first up, let's do your favorite play overall over on FanDuel. Who do you have here, safest play today that you like?
So it's going to be Cover Boy. It's going to be Giannis on both sides, actually. So he's my favorite play, overall play of the day.
Okay. And then value play on FanDuel, help you save some salary, spend up for studs like Giannis. Who do you have?
Karis LeVert here, 4.1K. They didn't adjust his price. Just a free square here on FanDuel.
Okay. And then tournament play of the day here on FanDuel. Who's your guy?
Tournament play. Let's see here. Let's go with De'Aaron Fox. Going up against the Hornets, 9K. I don't think many people will be on this game, like I mentioned, but it's a really good game environment. 240 over under. So yeah, I'll go with Fox here.
Okay. Let's go back to DK. Same thing here. So overall play of the day. Who do you have here? Same guy, Giannis. Actually, I already know that.
Yeah, same guy, Giannis there.
Thought I was spelling his name right, but I think I have the filter on. Okay, and then value play. Obviously, it's not Karis LeVert here, 7.3 or 7.1 here. Who's your value play here on DK?
Yeah, I'll go with Alec Burks here. Actually, let's go with Roddy McGruder. He's 1K cheaper. 3.4K there. So I'll go Rodney.
Okay, good pick. Tournament pick, play of the day here. DraftKings, who's your guy here?
Keep it the same. I'll go with De'Aaron Fox here as well. 9.11K. Don't think many people will play him, so I'll do that.
Okay. Let's get into the core plays here. 4 guys that I see, so let's lock all of those guys. Let's check the settings. Let's hit build. Lineups. Yeah, so is it the first 2 that we're going over like always, Chris? What is it here? They look pretty similar. Is it like a 2v2? 2v2, I think.
Yeah, 2v2 with small forward and power forward.
Okay, so what do we have? We have Randall, Grant, Barrett.
So who's in my core just to start? I think I have Quickly, Levert. Yeah, let's just go over that quickly. So we have Quickly, Levert, Giannis, and Bridges. Those are my core 4. Core 4 guys. So yeah, and then in this lineup we have Luka 10-2. Was mentioning him a lot. I like that play there. I think he's a little bit underpriced. We obviously know the ceiling he has. Drew Holiday 5.8K. Mentioned him at the top of the show. Just too cheap here in this matchup against the Wizards. So I like that a lot. Emmanuel Quickly locked him in. I think he's just way too cheap here without Rose and Alfred Payton. Karis LeVert as well, 4.1K. Just a free square there. Small forward 1 is different. Small forward 2 is Mikal Bridges. Like I mentioned recently, 5K here. Really good last piece. If the game stays close, should see 36 plus minutes. So I like that. Giannis, locked him in as well. Was saying he's my favorite spend up here on this slate. So I like that. And then power forward 2 is different. And then Cody Zeller here, sort of a value center. I like the price tag here against the Kings, 240 over under. He's the guy that kind of stands out in terms of pricing from this game. So I like that. And then the 2v2 here is RJ Barrett, Julius Randle versus Chris Middleton, Jeremy Grant. I like the first side here for sure. We get more exposure to the Knicks, who are going up against the Nets. And they also have 2 of their main ball handlers out today. So RJ Barrett will get a boost here, and then Randle as well, even though Randle's just a stud. Anyways, only concern is obviously the blowout. So, I mean, assuming the game doesn't blow out, it's an 8.5 spread, 8.5 point spread. Brooklyn hasn't really been blowing teams out. So I'm good with the first side here. I like it more. Second side, we get $3 in that really good game environment, 126 team total. We get Jeremy Grant. So, I mean, definitely a good option there. Good side there as well. I'm just kind of leaning on the first side where we get to take advantage of some injury news.
Gotcha. Let's go over DK. Dinda says Crunchbot alias Hasty. Hasty secretly the Crunchbot, Chris.
You think so?
Yeah. Verifying all the codes, sending out the core plays. Did you run them here on DK? Yeah, you got 4 guys here. Let's lock those in. Hit build. Yep. That Crunchbot thing's pretty nice, hey? It's pretty slick. Get them in the Discord. Got the notifications going as well for the core plays, so that works for all the sports now. We just have that going on for NBA consistently, so NBA is the sport with that. But we do have that supported for all the other sports, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it looks pretty tight here as well. 2v2 in the first 2. Actually, most of them. Yeah, but who do you like here? Which ones? Number 1 and 2?
Yeah, number 1 and 2. I think they're projected for the same thing. So it's pretty close here. So yeah, we have Quickly, really good play. Mentioned that on FanDuel. Rodney McGruder, had him as a value play. Minutes have been trending upwards. No Wayne Ellington today, so that should help his minutes even more. Always is a pretty solid point per minute guy. So, I mean, if he sees 28 minutes here, like I'm projecting, should easily get to his projection. So I like that for 3.4K. Alec Burks, I think he's... Did I lock him in? I don't think I locked him in, but I think he was... Actually, I think I did lock him in, actually. So, I like Alec Burks a lot here, 4.4K. Definitely want to have him here in the situation where they don't have Rose and Payton. Giannis here, 11-1. Same reason as FanDuel. Favorite spend up against the Wizards. And then we have a 2v2 here, so center is different. Derek White, so we have him in both lineups, 5.2K. Like that with no DeMar DeRozan. And then we have LeBron James. So the 2v2 here is Cody Zeller, Keldon Johnson versus Rashawn Holmes and Reggie Bullock. Could you just highlight that?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so so I'll go over the first side. I'm currently leaning the second side, but I'll go over the first one here. So we have Zeller, 4.9K, a little more expensive than on FanDuel. But like we were mentioning, they're playing the Kings, so we always like to target the Kings. So I like that. And then Keldon Johnson, 5K, no DeMar DeRozan, so that's a bump for him. Only concern with him is, I think I mentioned it when we were going over the Spurs, he's kind of been capped at like 24 minutes recently for some reason. He got into foul trouble 2 games ago. Not sure what happened yesterday, though. So that's a little discouraging to see. That's pretty much the main reason why I like the second side more as of now. We get Rashawn Holmes here, 6.4K. I think he's a little bit underpriced on DK. I think he's like 6.9 on FanDuel, something like that. So we got a bit of a discount there on DK. I like him a lot. And then Reggie Bullock, 3.5K. Sort of another situation where my lean goes towards the situation with the injured guys. So, I mean, without Peyton and Rose, Reggie Bullock saw 36 minutes yesterday, or 2 games ago, sorry. 2 days ago, last game. So for 3.5K, I like him for value. So yeah, I like the second side.
Okay. I think that is it for today's show. Anything you want to go over, Chris, before we wrap it up here?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Any news that we kind of have to keep an eye out for leading up to lock here? Anything major? Just got the weather issue in Denver. Anything else, Chris?
Yeah, we got the weather issue. We got Derek White, which is going to be pretty big. Serge Ibaka as well was talking about that. I think it's just those 2 guys mainly, and then Jeremy Lamb as well. It'll be a slight bump down to Karis LeVert if he does end up playing, but I don't think it'll hurt him too much. I think he's still going to be in my core. So yeah, mostly Derek White for the Spurs and then Ibaka for the Clippers.
Any narratives today that you want to touch up on? Anything good that we have today?
Let me take a look.
Yeah, I got you, Lynn. I got that before you asked. I knew you'd want that one, so Chris is looking it up for us right now.
Yeah, so we have, let's see what I like here. We have Bobby Portis against Washington, kind of like that. Not too much here, so I'll just go over all of them. We have Robin Lopez against Milwaukee, Bobby Portis against Washington, DeAndre Jordan against New York, Jay Crowder against Memphis, Melton versus Phoenix, Bazemore versus LA, Damian Jones versus Golden State. So there's not many big names here. Maybe Jay Crowder versus Memphis is one that's a little bit interesting, but they traded him to a better situation last year to Miami. So I mean, I'm not sure he's very vengeful there.
Yeah, we have a few there from the playoffs in the bubble last year. A good one, Chris. Doncic, Clippers, PG-13 redemption game as well. So that's a good one too.
Yeah, I definitely like those more than the former team revenge games today. I like the Doncic one a lot, and I don't mind the Paul George one. Just not landing on him today, but I am landing on Doncic, so I do like the Doncic one.
Yeah. Yeah, PG-13 redemption game for what, the playoff P performance? Is that the redemption, Chris?
Yep.
He's not. Is he a playoff player, Chris?
He's a playoff player. He'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I think that's it for today, guys. Before we wrap it up here, if you guys can, be sure to hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the content here. It helps us with people finding our channel, so do appreciate that. If you're new here, subscribe as well if you liked it. We do the same format here every single day, 2.5 hours before the slate locks. Weekends as well, holidays too. So every day there's NBA action. We'll do this show here. And then if you want to check out our optimizer, our projections that we've been using throughout the show here, head on over to dfscrunch.com, scroll down a bit. Choose weekly or monthly, and then you'll get 3 days, a free 3-day trial prior to your first bill, invoice, subscription payment, whatever you want to call it. So you get 3 days for free before you're charged at all. So if you're a new member, you don't need a coupon code or anything for that. It's automatically applied. So definitely check that out. Keep encouraging you guys. If you haven't tried it out yet, if you have no intent on paying, can't afford it, whatever, that's fine. Just cancel before 3 days, and you can try it out for free. So I do recommend that. You'll get access to everything during that trial. There's no limitations or anything. So it's a full trial, full access to everything, plus our Discord. All the sports we have, all the different slates we have for each sport, FanDuel, DraftKings, all that stuff. So you get all of that with the free trial. So do check that out. Other than that, what else we got? Got some T-Bays going off here in the chat. He says Paul George is going to go Brazy against the Sixers. If they play the Clippers again, Paul versus Seth. Do you like that one, Chris? Paul versus Seth?
Yeah, that's a good narrative there. Also, Paul George versus Doc Rivers. Also, I changed my ESPN team name to 10-2. I'm playing Jose today, your rival. So I mean, had to change it to 10-2. Just because I'm gonna get the win this week for sure. So yeah, we'll see how he likes that.
I like that one. Yeah, guys, we'll be in the Discord. So if you're a member, be sure to join there. If you need help getting in on the Discord, you can email us. I think. Well, actually, I don't have an email anywhere here. I don't think we do. You can send us a DM on Twitter if you need help getting in, but it's in the Twitter or Discord. So get in there as well. Yeah, so we'll be in there updating any core plays, anything like that. Actually, Chris updates them in the tool now, so we have the core plays directly in the tool here. So we also have the bot that updates it automatically when he does that, so it's easy peasy now. But yeah, we'll be in there if you guys have any more questions, answering those in there, so be sure to get in on there. And then that's it for today, guys. We'll be back tomorrow, 2.5 hours before main slate. Good luck tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and see you all then.